Hey, Bob, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Great. So, Bob, I wanted you on today. You attended our last American Dream experience, and felt like you, from the conversation we've had since there, enjoyed that time with that experience. And so, we are trying to get some more families that we are either working with or talking to that event, as we think there's a lot of value in going. So, I just wanted to ask you a few questions today that we could share with them, for them to get a perspective from your side of it, and not just our side. So, if I could just ask you, what was your overall feeling about the event that you attended?
The thing I enjoyed the most about it and learned the most, I think, was the pretty much it helped really explain the Matson process and gives you in detail how the Matson program works and what the advantages of using the Matson investment program for your investment profile for the future.
Great. Was there one investment idea or philosophy or one topic that they really hit, that you think had the biggest impact for you, or maybe was the most eye opening? Might be another way to put it.
Well, I think the thing that really helped me and it was most meaningful was it debunks many of the philosophies that have been talked to us and that you get on the finance programs from TV and everything else about depending on the guru to pick your stocks or trying to time the market and things of this type. The thing about the Matson program is it really debunks all those as not being an effective way to invest your money. That by using the strategy that Mark Matson has developed, that is actually a much more logical approach to investing and for those particularly in a long run investment aspect.
Right. Yeah. And one of the things I like is they don't just tell you it. They use a lot of data points, along the way. So it's not just their word versus someone else's word. I think, and you can either say yes or no, that they do a good job of backing it up with actual factual data along the way, instead of just hoping for you to trust or rely on what they're telling you.
I agree with that. And the other part too is where they spend a fair amount of time in the program talking to the investors who are actually in the program or at the program. And the thing that for me that was most meaningful, I guess, on some of that is the fact that I grew up in Cincinnati and Mark Matson is from the Cincinnati area. It had a lot of uh, take home that, really struck home for me. And one of them where they were talking to Mark Matson talks about his father-in-law working at Procter and Gamble, which is a huge company in the Cincinnati and very influential, very successful, and how his father-in-law had all his majority of investments in Procter and Gamble stock. And I've always thought of Procter and Gamble as a great stock to own. I mean, it's a consumer stock. They have great name recognition with all their products. Yet over that time period, his father-in-law lost a significant amount of money when the Procter and Gamble stock started going downhill. And I just really never thought about that. And again, that brings to light the old adage that I've heard many times: you need to diversify. And by having all your stocks either in one company or in, as the other thing that happens a lot here in Texas, people think they're diversified, but they're in Chevron, Exxon, Phillips. They're all in one market area. So they aren't really, they've diversified the companies, but the company, it's all in the same product area. So that, that to me, having people express their own situations and experiences brings a lot of credibility to what's going on with the program.
Right. So yeah, well, that's called, like, I think he calls it loyalty bias, right? You worked at Procter and Gamble, so you're loyal to them, almost to a fault. And then the other thing that you mentioned there that I think is important for people to hear is it is a virtual experience, right? You do it through Zoom, but there is a lot of peer-to-peer sharing. So it's just not Mark the whole time talking. You're getting to hear other individuals, like-minded, or maybe that doing something different that maybe you're thinking about doing, and then their experiences with their investments, the ups and downs that they've had, with the philosophies that they've used. So you can really compare and contrast from other people, and it's not just a one-sided approach to the program. Let's end with this, Bob, because I want to keep it short. It is a 2-day event, right? And that seems like a big ask for a lot of people. So if there was someone on the fence about, man, Thursday, Friday, is this worth my time? Should I attend this? What would you say if someone asked you that question?
Well, I think, again, if you're doing this for the long run, which most of us hopefully are, when you look at monitoring the amount of time that you're going to spend sitting in the program versus your next 10 or 20 years worth of investment portfolio, it's a very small amount of time in order to make a great investment in your future.
I've never thought of it that way. That's a great point. Hey, Bob, I appreciate you doing this for us. You're a great friend of the company, and thank you very much for spending the time to do that. So thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Keith. Enjoyed it very much.